All right, what's up, guys? This is Keith Kalfas with the Untrapped podcast. I have a topic I don't ever hear anybody talk about, and it's about not only not cutting corners in your business, very serious what I'm going to talk about, but it's if you have employees that are lazy or encourage you to cut corners, and maybe you're exhausted or tired, and you need to lean on your employees or your right-hand man in your business or other people that work for you or you're helping you run your business, and you let them influence you. Now, I'm not talking about a leader that you've put in place that you can fully trust, that it might even be better than you at doing the technical aspects of your landscaping business. I'm talking about you're still the leader, and you have job sites going on, you're booked out, you're busy, because it's coming. Like, you're going to be booked out for months, up to your eyeballs in work. And, I don't know if you just do lawn mowing, you do garden bed maintenance, shrub trimming, tree trimming, you could do mulch, decorative stone, you can install patios, you could do walkways, all types of stuff. When you're out doing landscaping, there's plenty of opportunities if you run your own business, not only overbook yourself, but to get exhausted, get burned out, and have the temptation to cut corners. And I suggest you never cut corners, and here's why. Yeah. Before we get started, I just want to say I'm doing a workshop, the Level Up Your Landscaping Business live virtual workshop, and it's totally free. If you want to join it, open up your browser and type in keithkalfas.com/2-day register, the number 2, keithkalfas.com/2-day register, and you can get free registration to my 2-day Level Up Your Landscaping Business workshop, where I'm going to teach you, if you're just getting started or you're in your first year or two, how to level up your business, and just stuff that took me years to figure out. I just want to share it all with you. So go there and register now, and come back to this podcast and keep listening.
More of the Untrapped podcast right after this.
Bro, if you want to level up your landscaping business this year, you got to come to my totally free virtual workshop, where I'm going to go live for 2 days and pour my heart out and teach you the 3 things that help me level up my business. Open up your browser right now and go to keithkalfas.com/2-day register. I'll see you there.
The Untrapped podcast continues.
All right, so I'm going to be fully transparent here. I can't stand cutting corners. I do the best work that I can to the best of my knowledge and my ability, and I put my heart into it because it's a huge responsibility, and it's an honor and a privilege for people to call you and invite you on their properties and spend their hard-earned money on you and your business. So that comes with a lot of responsibility, and it's a big deal, and you don't ever want to break that trust or cut corners. Now, if you have a business where your prices are so cheap and you've set a low price precedence, and it's like kind of like mutually agreed upon that you don't do like the best 5-star perfect work, you do a good job, but you're in and out of there, and you communicate that with your customers, your price reflects that. I mean, sure, I guess that can make sense. I don't like running a business like that, because here's why. First of all, it drives me nuts to cut corners. And I remember specifically pulling my hair out, either having to, now we rarely get callbacks in the business, but there's times when, a customer would call back once in a blue moon. I'm talking like maybe, I've gone entire seasons where we didn't have a single callback because I care that much about just the quality, the cleanup, and everything. But there's times when I've been totally stressed out, and maybe the customer would call back and be like, hey, I wanted this thing trimmed a little bit more. Can you come back and trim this? Or what about this? And we come right back and we fix it immediately. But that's happened when I was so overwhelmed and so stressed back in the day when my prices were so low that I felt so pressured that I was pulling my hair out. I had, my wife calling me. I'm late for dinner. I'm behind on everything. I'm not even making enough money to buy myself the time to sit down and eat my frickin' lunch. Like when you're eating lunch with dirty hands while working and you're scrambling and not getting home until 10 o'clock at night. I'm not trying to make it excuses here. I'm saying this is running a real business. You're in the trenches with bags under your eyes. Like you don't get no sleep. Too bad. You got to be out there at 7 o'clock in the morning working because you're booked out for weeks, and it's a domino effect. Like running a business is really hard. Okay. So here's what I'm saying. I'm going to close this loop. I'm going full circle. Trust me. I've looked in my own eyes in the mirror of my truck with bags under my eyes and dirt under my fingernails, exhausted and sunburned, and I said, From now on, you're only going to take on and agree to do the best work at the best prices. If the price is too low or you can't negotiate with the client a price that works for you to where you're happy doing the job, you just can't take on the job, because I refuse to break my integrity and I refuse to cut corners because I didn't put enough money on the job to buy me the time to do a good job, to do the best job that I can. I can't live like this. This is breaking me on the inside and on the outside. I can't stand to rush on a property. And so that's what it comes down to. Having crucial conversations with yourself. When you feel that pain, that lashing, that burn, that sting, the hot hand on the stove, the having to go back to a property, an upset customer, a negative review, and it's all your fault because you didn't charge high enough to slow down a little bit, to take an extra minute per lawn to blow off the stoops, the patio, the basement windows, the grass, the cobwebs around the windows, the front door wall, blow the grass off the street, or to make sure you go around with your fingertips with buckets and clean up the little rocks, or make sure everything's blown, whatever you do. It's your fault because it's your business. And here's what I learned. When you raise your confidence and you upgrade, you draw new lines on the sand. You say, like, that's it. I'm no longer going to tolerate this from myself anymore, period. New policy. That's when you grow a backbone. And now when you tell a customer, instead of like, let's say $500, now it's $600. Oh yeah, that'll be $600 to do that, Mrs. Jones. Extra $100. You know, you can go from $5,000 to $5,300. An extra $300 on the job to buy you the extra time to slow down a little to do the proper cleanup job. Those prices that are $500, maybe you should have been charging $1,000. If it's $5,000, maybe that should be like more like an $8,000 job, and you're way undercharging. You got to figure that out for yourself. But here's what I'm getting at. What if you are under pressure and maybe you've got an employee who has good days and bad days or lazy days and wants to cut corners? What if you catch the employee cutting corners and you're so tired and you're so exhausted that you just, it's fine, and you let the employee cut the corner and you don't even say anything about it because now you don't even have the energy for the confrontation. You can't even confront them, and now it gets worse, and they're doing it on every job. And now it's lowering the standards of your business. And I'm not talking about big corners cut. I'm just talking about little tiny stuff. They say, how do you boil a frog? You put them in cold water and you turn up the heat until the water gets warm, and it gets warmer, it gets warmer. The frog's comfortable. He doesn't recognize or realize it. Then it gets hot, then it gets hotter, and eventually it boils the frog alive, right? So you want to catch this stuff and nip it in the bud. Now, here's one instance that is really important to say. My friend Joshua Latimer calls it the technical perfection deception. All right. The technical perfection deception is when you're being such a perfectionist, you're not making any money because you're going way, way crazily OCD compulsive about some stuff that the customers don't even care about. Like, you know, you got to figure out what that is out for you. So I took myself, let's say, I'm not going to say 110%. Let's say 100% is the top you can go. You can't go 110% because it doesn't exist. Yeah, I could say 200%, 1,000%. Let's say 100%. You can take your stuff down to 98%. What are you talking about? 2% quality loss? That you might as well go down 20%. No, I'm not talking about 20% quality loss. That's a big noticeable difference. I'm talking about, like, for me, just not even quality loss. It's just like efficiency. See, it's like I'm afraid to talk about this real business stuff on the podcast, but this is real stuff. So let's say 100% is perfect. Well, okay, here, I'll get the math in for you. Listen to me. Let's say you charge $1,000 and you do something at 100%. To do it at 100%, perfection, you should have literally charged with all the extra time it takes you to get that last 10%. That could be dude, you should have charged $2,000 for that level of perfection. And now you might as well offer a white glove service for the very special, specific OCD type of clients who really want total perfection, that are willing to pay insanely high top dollar prices because you're OCD, they're OCD, match made in heaven. There are literally business owners who do prestige, boutique, white glove services. They do everything at 100%. I'll call it 110%, but 100%. And you obsess over details and charge for it. And the customer loves it. The other 90% of the customers or whatever percentage, they don't even care. So here's what I'm getting at. If you lower the quality just a little bit to where it's not even noticeable, it frees you up that extra 10% of your time, and you can raise the prices. So if you read Alex Hormozzi's book here, see, this is not in the world of business and quality. I'm not talking about like building somebody $1 million precise thing where it's like, I'm not talking, you're not building an actual rocket ship. I know I'm going way too deep down the rabbit hole. I'm just trying to scoop up those last few people that are being critical right now. You're building a rocket ship. Everything has to be titanium precise. It's a rocket ship, bro. You get what I'm saying? You're out here in nature. So do a phenomenal job and then raise your prices. So here's what I'm saying. If you have an employee that's cutting corners to where it's noticeable and then you let it happen, that's your fault. And you're going to have to pay for that by loss of brand recognition, loss of reputation, not 5-star reviews, going back and fixing it. And here's when you know you're really messing up and you're sick in the head. Oh, I don't care if the customer, you say to yourself, I don't care. It's a little tiny thing. The customer is not going to notice. And if they do call back, so be it. We'll come back and fix it. Now that's just plain stupid. If they do call back, we'll just come back and fix it. And I just hope we can get away with this crap and maybe only 1 out of every 50 or 20 or 10 customers calls back. Like, your one negative review can really hurt your business. I remember I got a negative review once and it was my fault and it drove me nuts, man. I was doing everything I could to jump all over it and fix it. And I think we got like 2 negative reviews out of like 250 and they were my fault. No, actually a couple were just some trolls, but please, that's a horrible thing to go troll and leave someone a negative review. This ain't about reviews. I'm getting off the track here, folks. All right. So what I mean is you care about your business so much that also shouldn't have feelings that are negative feelings. Like if you have negative feelings, okay, if you have positive feelings, that's good. Neutral feelings, good. If you have negative feelings, don't let it reflect in your work. So the policy is like neutral and above. I don't care if you're having a bad day. There's a saying in film, because I make videos, I'm kind of into cinematography. We're actually just finishing up a commercial we filmed, like a real TV commercial for real. And one of these producers, I think they're filming a very important actual like hit movie. And the video guys were getting really tired and they were getting lazy with their filming. And the director yelled at them and he said, "Feelings are temporary. Film is forever." So your feelings are temporary. If you feel tired or lazy or burned out or depressed, then you should figure out a way to get more sleep or not overbook yourself, but never cut corners on the job. And next, never let your employees cut corners. Read the book Difficult Conversations and read the book Crucial Conversations. And how you do anything is how you do everything, basically, because if you let that corner get cut, now you're just multiplying it. You might as well take a cloning machine on that corner cut and just start copy pasting all across your business. When you see a corner being cut, you have to raise your voice, open your mouth, and nip it in the bud immediately and go up and very carefully, kindly, and craftily say, "Hey, you're getting off track here. All that looks real good over there, but this part needs to be fixed. Can you fix that? Or can you redo that?" And then if the employee gets upset or throws a fit or they cop an attitude with you, that's crazy. You deserve what you tolerate. You can be like, "Hey, man, I know you're having a bad day or you're tired or we've been working a lot of hours. I get it. But we still got to do a good job no matter what." I mean, us having a positive reputation and getting all these positive reviews and taking care of the customers is what literally runs the business, is these referrals. Because when customers are happy, they tell other customers, and that keeps the schedule full and keeps lots of work coming in and keeps lots of money coming in for us. So we always have a paycheck. You want to get a paycheck, right? Yeah. So you got to do a good job on these little tiny corners and don't cut any corners. So it's like you have all the reasons why. And I remember in my business, there were some new guys working, or new guy was trying to cut corners a little bit. And my one guy who's been working for me forever, I was gone collecting materials, or maybe I might have been on an anniversary with my wife, but I'm usually right around the job sites or close by. My guy comes back and he sings like a canary. He tells me everything that happens on the job site. He's super transparent. Anything that happens, he tells me. And he said, so-and-so was starting to cut corners a little bit. And I went over them and I told him, hey, you should do it the right way the first time, because I'm telling you, if Keith gets back and he sees that, he's just going to make you redo it. And then the guy tried to say, well, no, I'm just going to do it this way. And then my guy was like, he wasn't even being argumentative. He's like, dude, I'm just warning you. You can do it however you want to do it. But when Keith comes back, he's going to notice it and he's going to see that, because he sees that stuff and he looks for that stuff, and he's just going to make you redo it. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but you're going to end up redoing it. So you might as well do it right the first time. I'm just spitting facts. And you know what? The guy did it right. So here's the thing. This is just how anybody should run their business. Wait, you think I've been doing landscaping my whole life? Now, I'm not perfect or anything, but you think I've built this whole business and have served over 5,000 clients, and I have hundreds of clients, and we do jobs from $700 to $20,000. And I have been in so many situations where I've had to fix so much stuff and pay attention to all the details, and I care so much, and I know the ins and outs of my business. You think I'm not going to show up and I'm not going to notice that thing out of place or that thing that was planted crooked? I could give you 100 examples. I'm going to notice it immediately. And then I'm going to say, who did that? I'm going to say, hey, that's not done right. It looks half-assed. Can you go get the tools and just fix it real quick and redo it? It's not even that I'm upset. I'm not upset or anything. But if you know that I'm going to call it out every single time, just calmly, it doesn't even take getting upset. Hey, can you fix that real quick? It's like, oh, I'm going to catch it every time, bro. I feel weird talking like this, but I feel like you need to hear this. It's just calm. And here's another thing. Learn how to delegate. Stop picking up the backpack blower. Oh, I'll just go do it myself real quick. We're done. And the guy's sitting in the truck playing on his phone. Bro, you should be like, yo, can you grab the backpack blower and just take one more loop around and make sure you blow everything off real good? Make sure you blow off the basement windows, the stoops, the doorsteps, anything. If anything got on the neighbor's property, the street, make sure you get everything. The guy says, okay, now what do you get to do? You can wrap up with the customer. You can sit in the truck and type up an email, ask for a positive 5-star review. You can start mapping out the next job. You can call materials. There's so many things you should be doing instead of doing $15 an hour work picking up the backpack blower, right? This is the greatest thing when you get a right-hand man or you start hiring people. You hire them so you can delegate lots of work to them so you can focus on the $100 or $500 an hour tasks. You getting on the phone and calling a customer and following up and closing a $3,500 job in that 2 minutes and getting the job booked is worth way more than you picking up the frickin' backpack blower and running around while your guy sits in the truck and looks at TikTok. You might as well just work by yourself. What are you doing? So, and here's what you do. Always inspect what you expect. Bro, if you ask the guy to blow off the backpack blower or do something, before he's done, if you can, jump out of the truck and go take a walk around and look at his work. Did he say that he was going to blow everything off and you told him to do it? It's not like you have honor and respect for your employees and you care about them, but they also have to do a good job. It's not about you bossing them around. This is about doing a good job for the clients who are paying top dollar, paying good money, right? So go walk around and check his work. See if he cut any corners. Did he not blow off the basement windows or leave grass all over the back porch? If he did, and now he's sitting in the truck again, scrolling on his phone, say, yo, can you grab the backpack blower again? I just walked back there and I noticed that you didn't blow off the back porch or you didn't blow off the back windows. What's the guy going to do? Oh, he's going to get upset. Dang it. Now, you could wimp out and go grab the backpack blower and get upset. I've done this stupid stuff, but I've seen a lot of guys do it. A lot of bosses or owners or foremen do it. Because before I started my landscape business, I was a foreman for several different companies, and I've led all types of different crews and different guys of every different age. And I mean, I've done it, and I know, and I've learned if you don't learn how to be a leader and delegate, you're going to get crushed out there. These guys are going to let you work yourself to death. And when you work yourself to death, they're not even care. They're going to be sitting on their couches at home, playing on TikTok, bro. And they're not even going to care that you're working yourself to death. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and you need to turn up the throttle on them. You work hard. You lead from the front. Don't ask them to do anything you wouldn't do yourself. You got to be the first to jump in the trench and get dirty. That's fine. But when the going get tough, the tough get going, and you step up your leadership and be the commander, the chief in charge, and direct them and tell them what to do. They want you to be a strong leader and tell them what to do and be very decisive and discerning. They want you to correct them when they make mistakes or they're wrong or they're cutting corners, so you can raise them up to be leaders themselves. You can raise them up to be great employees and great men of honor who do a good job. Because you know why? When you tell that guy, hey, I asked you to do something and you still missed something, will you please go back and do it? Very calmly. And they know that you cross every T and dot every I, and they know you don't let things slide. And it's not that you're trying to be mean to them or disrespectful. You're just trying to do a great job for the client. Then they'll start doing it automatically. And then when they notice that they're doing a great job, they'll start taking pride in their work more, and they'll start automatically doing it, and it'll become a habit, hit automaticity. That same guy who, now that you've not let him slack and cut corners and you taught him how to be accountable for his work and his actions and to clean up his own messes, that same guy is going to go home, and you know what he's going to do? He's going to start pitching in with his wife, and he's going to put the dishes of the way in the dishwasher. He's going to go cut his own lawn and start pulling the weeds. He's going to help his wife put away the towels. You know, that might actually make him want to start doing a better job around the house. It might make him want to, if he has a family dinner, he'll go around and start cleaning up the plates. It goes a long way, leadership. So think about the impact you can have in somebody else's life by now not allowing them to cut corners. So what happens? You become a better leader. You learn how to have difficult conversations. Your business upgrades. It lowers your stress level. You get better sleep. You get better sleep because not only do you get better sleep because you're not exhausted, your self-esteem goes up because you're standing up for yourself and standing up for your business and for your clients and for your future and for your family. So you mean to tell me you're going to go home and you're going to look in your wife's eyes or look at your family or even your children to say, yeah, Daddy let Joe at work today, the employee, walk all over him, and that's why I'm too tired to play catch today, or I'm too tired to watch a movie with you tonight, honey, because I'm exhausted. I'm too tired because I let Joe not do his job today. Yeah, I did everything for Joe, and Joe's at home scrolling on his phone, and I'm exhausted. Yep. I'm sorry, family. I failed you. I did a bad job, and we did a bad job. You can solve all that right now by opening your mouth kindly, graciously, calmly, with respect and with honor, and with dignity and good faith and pride, and just say, hey, we don't do that. This is the right way to do it. Let me show you the right way. Here, I'll do it with you. Dude, drop down on your knees next to the man and show him the proper way to pull weeds, how to install bricks. Get dirty with him. Get in the trenches and dig with him and show how it's properly done. And watch your business grow and soar. And the more you demonstrate that type of leadership and the more impact you make is the more you now can trust your employees. And because you have a backbone, you're going to start attracting better customers, better employees. You're going to start attracting the things that you've always dreamed about to come into your business. It's going to be great. And it all starts with you. The buck stops here. It all comes back to you. And it doesn't take any anger. It doesn't take vindictiveness. It doesn't take ego. It doesn't take you getting upset. You don't have to have a rage attack. You can just calmly, peacefully take a breath and just say, hey, can you go back and fix that? I noticed this. Dude, my boy Gary Lilly, man, he's been a supervisor, foreman, leader, project, field manager. He's led hundreds of men. I should get him on my podcast sometime. Gary is so calm, bro. I'll tell you a story. I worked at one of the biggest landscaping companies in Michigan, and Gary went from a foreman, and he became like the division assistant manager. Then he went on to go like become division managers. And so he would walk around, and there was 27 crews, I think, and there was like 14 of the division we were in. And he would go around every single foreman's and look at their trucks, look at their equipment. He wouldn't have to touch anything. He would look and make sure every truck was hooked up just by looking at it. And he would just very calmly call to people's attention when they weren't doing their job properly. And he very graciously, like a conductor of like a symphony, bro, you knew, from my perspective, you better do it right the first time because Gary's going to catch it. And if Gary didn't catch it this time, he's going to catch it next time. So don't think you're going to get away with it. And Gary doesn't have to raise his voice. He doesn't get upset. He'll just keep repeating himself. And if Gary, if you're listening to this, I love you, bro. And repeating himself very calmly until you get so sick of hearing Gary, you're just going to do it right. And you're going to enforce it. And then you're going to be thanking Gary because Gary just systematized the business, your life, the way you run your business. He helped you how to run your crew better. Man, till this day, I haven't worked with Gary in 15 years. Until this day, if I had to pick a small group of guys that I had to like literally be in survival mode with, for lack of a better word, Gary Lilly's one of them. Now think about this. I have some of those key people in my life I can always look to that were my mentors, right? Do you have anybody in your life? Now let's extend the metaphor. How can you develop levels of mastery at what you do so now you can be a mentor to others, other men, other young men, other aspiring leaders and entrepreneurs? How can you be the mentor? You're not mentoring people. Like, it's just something that happens naturally. By you holding people accountable and holding them to their word and say, hey, when you sign up to work here, we already pre-agreed you weren't going to wear cut-off jeans or jeans with big stains all over them or big slices, like ripped jeans. And I'm going to have to send you home, or tomorrow you got to come with jeans, or I will send you home tomorrow to go change because we can't have you having big rips in your jeans. Why? Because we do a good job here. The part, we're going on high profile properties. We want to look clean cut. And we want to grow together in this business, and image is everything. You just keep going on it, but I think I'm going too far here now. Anyways, real quick little shout out. If you need a really, really good software to run your business on, I've been using Jobber for like 4 years now. I love it. I don't ever plan on changing. I mean, Jobber, you could do invoicing, billing. It has new integrations where you can like messaging and follow up. It's like AI for your business. Route mapping. I could talk about it for 5 minutes. I'm just going to say, if you want a totally free trial of Jobber, you can get it on your phone for free or on your laptop and start using it in your business and do a test run, a trial run, and start using this amazing software. And then you get a huge discount with my exclusive link. Go to getjobber.com/Kalfas. You know my last name, Kalfas. Getjobber.com/Kalfas and get a free 2-week trial. Get a huge discount on my exclusive link.
More of the Untrapped podcast right after this. Hey, if you're looking for what is probably the greatest software ever to run your business on, go to getjobber.com/Keith. You can create proposals, invoices, collect payments, even track your entire business directly on the Jobber smartphone app. And if you want to get a totally free trial of Jobber right now, open your browser, type in getjobber.com/Keith, and if after the trial you decide you want to sign up with Keith's link, you'll automatically get 20% off your first 6 months. So what are you waiting for? Go to getjobber.com/Keith. The Untrapped podcast continues.
Alrighty. There's a couple other things I want to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about in my videos, so I'll just talk about them here. I love making videos. I love this podcast. I started this podcast in 2014, just pacing around, talking into my cell phone, right? So if you want to start a podcast, man, you could do it by talking into your phone. Now we've hit like 700,000 downloads We're on Apple, Spotify, 16 different platforms. We do 1 to 2 shows per week. And man, I love this podcast. Please leave it a positive, well-written 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. Do it now. It'll only take you literally 30 seconds. Please leave a review. Pause it, leave a review, and then come back. Okay, I hope you left the review. Thank you so much. And then also I want to say my YouTube channel, Keith Kalfas, just hit 145,000 subscribers. I've uploaded like 2,600 videos to that channel. I've got a couple other channels. If you're into personal development, my channel, I Am Ability. What you would consider a Christian? Like, I love the Holy Spirit. I love God. I believe in Jesus, and I don't talk about it much because partly I didn't want to turn people away. I mainly talk about business, entrepreneurship, and personal development, but I'm much more comfortable talking about it now. And so I'm not trying to thump it over your head, but it comes out from time to time, and I talk about it because there's too many serendipitous type of like moments where I know for a fact that the Holy Spirit is moving. And so it was weird for me to hear myself talk like this. I thought people that said things like this, they're weird. But what happened was I kept meeting these really successful people that I looked up to, also talking about God. I'm like, how are these incredibly successful people also talking about, so I just think it's super cool. What else? Oh yeah. Live events. Man, we did a live event and 2 live events in 2018, and we haven't done one since. And I think it's live event time again. Reach out to me if you want. We would do a live event in Michigan, probably fall of 2024. I'm talking to my wife about it right now. My wife really is a part of the brilliant marketing decision-making in my businesses. Whew, I can make a whole episode about her. My wife is very brilliant with her decisions and she has intuition off the charts, right? And so if we do a live event, she loves jumping in and helping with that stuff. It would be in Michigan, maybe October, November, December, maybe like 100 people, maybe 75, maybe 50. We have a webpage, keithkalfas.com/events, and that's all the places that I'll be. So it'll be on that page, and you'll hear me talking about it here on the podcast, on my YouTube channel, at Instagram at Keith Kalfas. So I really love the idea of live events. I'm also getting into sharing a little bit more about the social media side. We've built an entire media business on top of the landscaping business, talking about how to start a landscaping business. And I just finished my 4th book, which is 17 ways to market your landscaping business. It'll be live soon on Amazon. I'm recording the audiobook right now, so you can actually listen to it on audible.com, the paperback book on Amazon. So I'll be launching all that soon. You'll be hearing all about it. And the book is really a meat and potatoes book, exactly how to market your business to get leads, to get customers. I'm really excited about it. So look out for that soon. Also, I'm talking more about the social media stuff. Like, how do you shoot videos to market your business? Or maybe not only to market your business to get leads, maybe you want to kind of like become an influencer or maybe you have a message that you want to share with the world and you just don't know how to get your foot in the door on YouTube and social media. Like, dude, we've been doing this stuff for years. I mean, I think the most I can collectively say, all views on all platforms, all time, is something like 80 million views. It's funny because this Logan Paul guy, I see he gets like 100 million views per video. That's just insane. But this ain't that. This is real personal development and entrepreneur stuff. So I'm creating and filming online courses, and I'll just give you a little snippet of what we're doing right now. We're creating a course right now, Social Media Explosion. You can learn more, and you can also get my free guide of how to crush it with your smartphone and film videos just with your smartphone. You don't need fancy cameras or anything. It's keithkalfas.com/smartphone. One word, smartphone. And you can get my free guide. And then that'll kind of get you on my email list. So then you can learn about when this program comes out. So anyways, I wish you all the best of success. I hope you crush it in your business. I hope you have a phenomenal year. And most of all, I hope you start to speak up more in a respectful way and learn how to delegate and don't cut corners. Don't let your employees cut corners. And you can eliminate all that just by holding a high standard. And then when you do it, you'll have so much more confidence and you'll just watch your business bloom and blossom. You'll be able to trust employees and send them to do things if you train them properly, and they'll do it right the first time and you don't even have to worry about it. It's really, really cool. So that's it. I wish you the best. I'll see you on the next podcast. Peace.